I figured on this day that Tua gets benched for Quinn Ewers. We should check in on the latest with a guy who is attached at the hip with this guy forever. And it's the guy who was starting in Alabama, who got benched on a particular night of football when nobody saw it coming. And Tua comes in, and he throws the game-winning touchdown pass to win the national championship for Alabama. And Jalen Hurts is in front of the whole country acting the best he could because that's his default. That's his default. All class, stuck with the program, actually was called upon in crucial action the following year. And then Tua gets drafted before Justin Herbert in the first round. And then Jalen Hurts gets drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in the second round. Everyone's wondering, why? Carson Wentz is here. What's going on? I mean, his story is the stuff of legend, as you know. Yeah. And he, on this day, that Tua gets benched for Quinn Ewers, is the reigning Super Bowl MVP quarterback in a town where he's still hearing it from fans about, is he good enough? Is he not good enough? Is he the problem? Is it the offensive coordinator that's the problem? Is it the coach that's the problem? All that sort of business. And I keep telling Eagles fans to relax. And part of the reason why I'm saying relax is because, again, I saw their schedule. I saw there's beatable teams. They're not going to collapse and fall out of the playoffs, not win their division. As a matter of fact, their magic number isn't 1. It is 1. For Jalen Hurts to potentially be the 2, definitely the 3 in the NFC playoffs and have a home playoff game, and off we go. And we'll see what happens from there. And we'll find out if he's the guy in the playoffs that we've seen take them to the Super Bowl twice, have 2 of the best Super Bowls anybody's ever had, metric-wise, and certainly in the fact that he could have been the MVP both times. It's true. Look up his numbers since you forget. The first time he played the Chiefs, he could have been the MVP quarterback in a losing effort. But those things don't happen anymore. I don't think they'll ever happen in the rest of our lifetimes. Not at any rate. And part of the reason why I think Philly fans might get frustrated with Jalen is he's like this all the time.
All the time.
All right? You can never tell what bothers him, if he's bothered. You know, and us sports fans from the Northeast, we want you to knock over a trash can every now and then. Right. You know, we want you to, you know, if you're playing baseball for the Phillies or the Mets or the Yankees, the Red Sox, and you strike out too much, take a bat and beat the crap out of the Gatorade jug every now and then. Yep. We want to see that.
Or the bullpen phone.
Okay? That's the way we fans think that you care. Jalen Hurts doesn't do that. As a matter of fact, at his press conferences, he kind of talks in platitudes. And it's tough to sometimes pick up the gist of what he's saying, or he's just coming up with these phrases that are covering up what we want to know. Are you pissed or not? You have a problem with your wide receiver or not? Is it the offensive coordinator again or not? Is it your coach or not? What is it, Jalen? Let us know. You'll never do that. But this soundbite from this very week kind of gives you a glimpse here. It doesn't. It starts like a normal Jalen Hurts exchange, but it doesn't end as one. Hit it.
You say perceived pressure. What does that mean?
Perceived pressure is perceived pressure. Yeah.
Does that mean that you feel it, or does that mean that it's external?
I mean, it's perceived. Yeah, from.
You guys haven't seen the Commanders. Excuse me.
Isn't that like like the root word for perception in some regard?
Who?
Yeah, perception by those who are watching. I'm not watching. I'm living.
Sorry.
I kind of dig that.
Yeah. I just wonder what the Philly fans feel about this.
I don't know. You just got to. I'd love to hear Philly fans saying, I love this guy. I want him my quarterback for the rest of my life.
I don't think that's their feeling.
I don't feel that either. But again, we're just sitting here. We're sitting here in Los Angeles trying to figure it out.
So a guy who took you to 2 Super Bowls, they don't want. This guy, like,
I don't know.
that's insanity. I mean,
don't.
you can't take someone whose personality is not to be loud and force it upon them to make them act a certain way to fulfill.
No, but I think they
what
want
you
to
want.
feel like you care.
He does care.
He does
I
care.
think he cares more than anybody would know. But what he cares to do is not add any fuel to fire, which makes him a perfect quarterback for Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I think. And he's basically like talking about perceived. It's perceived. It's a root of perception. I believe his parents are educators, by the way, which obviously I'm biased about as well, since mine were educators when they were working. And so, yeah, it's from the outside looking in, perceived pressure. I'm living it. I live it. So I know what's pressure and what isn't, and I know what's going on in here and what isn't. And I'm just not going to share it with you. Because the minute I do or I twitch in that direction, it's on. Maybe he saw what was happening on the western part of the state when the quarterback out there had a weekly radio appearance.
I doubt that. I think this is something that's been in him, instilled in him.
I think so.
It's not
Since
nothing
the
that he's just
beginning.
trying
Since the
to
beginning.
put on. You know what I mean? That's not his default.
I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. Obviously, it's gotten him this far. He's had a lot of success. I'm just saying, from a fan standpoint, you want to feel like the players care as much as you care as a fan.
Does though?
But I don't feel that way. Listening to him talk each week or seeing him sit on the sideline, stone faced.
Because that's the way he internalizes it, and the way he externalizes it is with his play in pressure situations. You can't win them all. But in the two most pressure situations of his life, how about this? I'll go 3. I'll go 4. And then I'll screw it. I'll go 5. The two most pressure situations of his life, the Super Bowl, dynamite.
Amazing.
Stupendous. Okay? The other ones, when he's benched, how do you handle that? That night and throughout it. How do you handle that? The whole country just watch you get your ass sat, and the kid who comes in wins it all. By the way, with your future wide receiver,
I mean,
who you've won the Super Bowl with.
Long game, he won.
Okay. And then the next time is when he decides to stay, and Nick Saban turns to him and says, Tua's hurt, we need you. What does he do?
Yeah, he wins the game. I get
Correct.
it. I get it.
And then the third time is when he decides to go to Oklahoma. What does he do? Winds up on the Heisman podium. So in him, I would trust. And honestly, speaking on behalf of other fans who root for a football team that wears green, you don't want him? Send him up the turnpike. 100%. And there'd be another team waiting with open arms. Now, I don't know if we're painting all the Philly fans with such a broad brush, but I don't know. I just love that soundbite. I'm not watching, I'm living.
I think Philly fans would prefer that he, had the emotion like Harper or Schwarber or those guys.
Maybe so.
That's all I'm saying.
But we're sitting here, none of us speaking as Philly fans. Hey, Philly fans, give us a call.
844-204.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you.
Yeah, right.
I don't
None
know.
of us like Philly.
As a New England fan, Tom Brady used to yell and scream and go nuts and yell at everybody on the sidelines.
Again, that's what Northeast.
And that's a New England, attitude, and
that doesn't always work, though, man.
Bucks County, I want to hear from you.
Bucks County.
Easton. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app, 12 to 3 Eastern.